have to film it for me.
Daddy, Daddy. Oh my God, it's bright. Daddy, I'm scared.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm not kidding, Daddy, I swear. It's in the middle of the road. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not. Daddy, I'm about to cry. Daddy. I've got to go. I'm scared.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is apparently evidence to prove the existence of the Crossett Spook Lights in Crossett, Arkansas. Now, obviously, that doesn't prove anything, because probably all that was just like two people driving down like a gravel road with their brights on, thinking, holy shit, that's a ghost in front of me, and the other person's thinking the exact same thing, and both of them were just too stupid to turn their brights off. And then later on in the video, you actually see one of them turns it off, which probably just proved even more to the person driving that was a ghost. But regardless, the story itself is really hard to pin down because there's not really a beginning. I mean, every good ghost story doesn't really have a beginning. It's just like one of those things that's been told between like the residents and the visitors of the town, and nobody really asks any questions about it. They just think it's really cool and scary. From what I can tell, there was a railway worker in like the 1900s that was beheaded, who knows how, and is like now traveling the gravel roads looking for his head. He used to travel like a trestle, which, if you're like me and have no idea what a trestle was, is basically a small bridge. Spoiler alert, it's all it is. But at the time, the trestle still existed to like allow trains across like a little river over in that area. I guess it was a river, I'm not really too sure. They tore the trestle down, and now he's just left scaring teenagers trying to make out in the dark. I found out about this through a friend who I work with, who's like 15 times my age, and he said he saw the lights when the trestle still existed 50 years ago. That's actually not an exaggeration either, by the way. The 15 times was, but 50 years ago, it really was 50 years ago. And, you know, his story sounded believable to me, and I wanted to find out for myself.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. This is totally... It's okay, bro. You shouldn't be scared. It's a light. At the worst, it's a person. That is weird that they're just sitting there in the road with their brights on. And they're not moving. Dude, that is like, they're just chilling there in the fucking... Well, then we can explain what the fuck we're doing here. It's fine.
Right. Just roll up your window.
Dude, that is like a car just sitting there for some reason.
If we do talk to him, we should just crack our window and not like full on down. Just in case.
Okay, that's... Dude, I can barely see.
Oh, it's two separate. Oh, wait. Never mind. I thought it was a car further back. They're just going in.
Wow, they fucking pranked us. What?
What did you just say? Ow.
Oh, that was the biggest prank I've ever... Fuck, it was a car the whole time.
We ended up catching up to the people who we passed in the vehicle and figured they might know more about it, so we asked
That
them.
four-way, that's that way. Y'all go to the four-way, go straight, and past that four-way is going to be a little road going this way. Park right there, facing this way, and there you go. Okay, cool.
Thank you, bro.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank y'all.
Have a good one. Intersection facing south. Go down a little bit on the right side. You can go this way a little bit, as man said. Pull off into there. Stop. Flash your lights 3 times. Honk 3 times, and wait.
I don't think you.
I think that's probably where the trestle is, too.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like it.
That
Okay.
works. That works.
Gotta be facing directly south.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, line yourself up.
I thought you were gonna like turn into.
Alright, that's directly south. Good fucking job. Alright,
Okay.
honk honk. Wait, we gotta roll our windows up?
Yeah, roll your window
Roll
up.
your window.
What? That's the
Roll
rules?
it up. Roll it up.
Everyone lock.
Alright,
the door.
alright.
Lock doors.
Just in case this is a high, start cold.
Yeah, everyone start hitting record on their cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, cause I'm gonna trust you. I'll get it.
Okay.
Let's turn down
Turn the
Imagine
music off.
Dragons.
Yeah, good idea, man. No
Dragons
one
ain't it.
Are we on?
Are we gonna do the trick or what?
I thought we did the headlights. Oh.
Well, we do, but...
I was like, what the fuck?
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
2, 3.
Nah, but we sat there for a while. We tried the trick a few more times, and never saw anything, of course. Because, I mean, you know, we weren't really expecting to see something based on that dumb little trick, but we figured we got to try everything. So we ended up getting out of the car and walking quite a ways down, like just a kind of a off-road path that it looks like could possibly have been a trestle. We go down all the way that we could possibly go and don't find anything, and that pretty much wrapped it up. Everyone was kind of bummed until I ran into this guy, which this is where things got interesting. Okay, this guy randomly shows up at my work. He's talking about just normal stuff. And then he brings up that he lived in Crossett. Okay, this is after we came home already bummed. We didn't see anything, at least not from what we could tell. There was a couple lights that were a little unexplainable, but it was probably just headlights. Anyway, this dude goes on and on about how he grew up in Crossett. You know, he's been to the tracks just like my friend Danny, but his stories were even crazier because he had more of them, and he gave us more specific directions on where to look. So, me and a buddy of mine totally got fueled up for another trip up there, which, you know, this is where round 2 starts, okay? Did a little bit more research. We're going to go back up there. We got more equipment, and we're going to go up there earlier so we have more time to look. And this is where it got pretty cool.
I've seen Jesus play with flames in a lake of fire. I was standing.
Hey, this is the beginning of the horror movie.
Met the devil in Seattle.
What's up, guys? Here we
Spent
are.
9 months
Drive us
inside
across Arkansas. Bumfuck Egypt, we know. Yeah, your turn.
Met
Oh,
Booty
yeah,
in
turn the camera
another
around.
time. Showed me glowing light.
I'm telling you, this is all meant to be. We ran into 2 different people who
But I
grew
swear
up
to
in
God,
Crossett. It's gonna be awesome. We have so many different stories, but I think we got the right one, and just chilling like villains, you know. Okay, 1 hour left. You can't see Hunter. Hang on, wait. There's actually a light on this.
Where's the light?
Yeah, there is a light somewhere. I used to know it instantly, but now.
Be a goddamn gas station somewhere.
Man, gas station. For all you idiots out there, that's an airfield light right there that I'm showing you. Yeah, see how it changes colors? Ooh, must be the lights. No, moron. Alright. Now coming up here is where we saw those headlights before, and that was the sketch part. Dude, I swear that's the ones. That's it right there. Pay attention to that one, Hunter. No, I'm so serious. No, dude, unless it's the same headlight again. Dude, you think that? I'm telling you right now, that's not a headlight. It's not Mom. That isn't Mom. No, really though, that is not a headlight. I know it looks like one. Pay attention. When we go over this hill, it's gonna be gone. On my freaking word, dude. I'm telling you, you're like, oh, that's obviously a headlight. No. Dude, I don't know what it is, but it's there every time. Oops, they were headlights.
Those are fucking headlights. Let's hope it's not a cop.
Dude, that is the first time it's...
After driving around for a while, going up and down the roads, we've explored every single road at this point. I mean, every road. We went up and down all of them. Gravel, you know, gravel, and more gravel, really. I mean, that's all it really is over there. But there's an intersection that leads to different roads. We even went down roads that led down, you know, to different towns and stuff. But none of it really mattered because there was no light anywhere we went. We saw some people... I'll say this, we saw some people, you know, on the same roads that we saw, or that we were at before on my first attempt, but, you know, those people weren't anywhere near us later on, and this is where it gets kind of sad, okay? we ended up pulling off of a road and getting to a point where you can actually see something in the distance. It was like just out of nowhere there was this white light, okay? And it stood there for about maybe like 10 seconds. Or no, about 5 seconds. Then it turned like a dark red, okay? And it stood there for another 5 seconds, and it went out. And I got the footage right after it went out because I was trying to turn the camera on because we hadn't seen anything for forever. So just like, you know, obviously it sounds like a coincidence, but I swear, you know, that means nothing, but I swear I saw something. Anyway, here's the footage of afterwards. Oh, fuck.
Turn down.
Alright, so we saw, first of all, we've already seen 3 or 4 different people on this trail, so it may have been that, and they're just fucking with everybody. But we saw like a bright light, and then it turned red, and then it went away. And it was down at the end of the road here.
We can find out real quick if somebody's down here.
Yeah.
Be able to tell.
I mean, yeah, because how far do you think that their headlights would shine? Would it be down to
No,
the
those aren't
intersection?
shining at all. That might have been something reflecting off of it, like our lights had to hit it in the right angle or something, but my lights aren't that bright.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Right. No, yeah, there's no way. Yeah.
Fuck, of course, camera's off. But we both saw it, right?
Yeah, no, dead 100% saw that. But I mean, no one's gonna believe us. So.
It was what, right up here?
No, it was a little further, I think. It was right around here, though.
Yeah. Because it couldn't be obviously left right there. You wouldn't be able to see it to the brush. No, that was right here.
Dude, wait.
This is where we had just stopped it earlier.
See, it's...
Remember I said there was a chair on the side.
Yeah. And also, it's like a sewage drain.
That light had to have been right over here. It can't be much farther if it's up the road.
I mean, I don't know if it can be any further. Alright, here's this little radar detector. We're not moving. And you can clearly see right here. This is the, I'll turn the brightness up. This is our map. We are not near. These are all gravel roads. That's a crash path. I'm just saying, we're nowhere near anybody. And that thing's beeping up, and that happens whenever it detects some sort of frequency. And we're not moving. So that's weird. It's freaking out. This is where we saw the light earlier that I didn't get to record.
Dude, it's freaking out.
It's losing its mind. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera back off, and then if I see something, I'm going to turn it back on. Alright, we're going back. This is where we just were when we saw it, and I didn't record like an idiot.
Radar's going off.
Radar's going off like crazy. It was down that way. And we're gonna see if maybe there's a trigger. I mean, it could be something as elaborate as, honestly, somebody put some pressure sort of wire thing.
Or even a motion sensor.
Or a motion sensor, and when you're down here, it lights up all the way down there for no reason at all. The radar's going off. That's a good sign, I suppose. We tried our best to recreate the situation of when we did see it. I mean, we went very detailed to the point where we even pulled the truck to the side of the road like we did and backed it up at the exact same time and everything like that. There was just no bringing it back. I don't think it was anything we triggered. It was just, I don't know, it just showed up. We waited down where we thought we saw it. At that spot, we sat in the dark for like forever and never saw anything again, which matches up with everything we heard about the light itself, because people apparently would just see it for about 10 seconds and then not see it again. Maybe that was it. As far as theories go, there's really only 3 that the majority of people believe. The first, of course, is that the light people see is simply headlights in the distance that look kind of ghostly due to all the dust that's kicked up on the gravel roads. And basically, yeah, that's really what most people probably see. The second is a weird one, though, and I didn't even know this existed until I looked really deep into it. And by that I mean clicking on the second page of Google. This is like a swamp gas, okay? And this actually happens in like every swamp from what I can tell. And basically it's a mixture of methane and phosphine gas, like self-igniting and causing a glow that like floats above the water. People call it the will-o-wisps or swamp ghost lights. And, you know, it's become really popular because people go up to the lights trying to, like, approach them, and then they disappear. When I looked up, like, YouTube videos of this, though, it's mostly just, like, people theorizing about things and blowing up swamp gas with gasoline and a lighter, which I don't know how proves anything, but the main thing is it could be this, I guess. But from what I can tell, and the light I saw, which wasn't a headlight. I mean, if it was a headlight, why would it turn red? And on top of that, you know, if it was this swamp gas, why would it turn red? Because from what I can tell, the colors for the swamp gas are normally white and sometimes blue. I saw an image of a green one, but I didn't see any red ones. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I didn't go super in depth, you know, looking into this, so I just could simply be wrong. But either way, it wasn't really a swamp area that we were in. It was floating above the gravel road, and with swamp gas, it floats above the water. So I just don't see that being a realistic possibility. Also, why would it disappear if nothing was around to mess with it? You know, we saw it in the distance, and I've also heard stories of people with the Crossett light. It would fly through objects, and it's those stories could be wrong, but it like has float past people and stuff. That was actually something that Brent Reed told us about. His experience was the light actually went towards him. So I don't know. It just main point is I don't think it's swamp gas after looking into it. My final opinion on this is I know what I didn't see. I know I didn't see someone's headlight or tail light. I didn't see a plane or anything reflecting on the ground from the headlights of our own vehicle. We went down there and investigated it. It just couldn't have been any of those things. But as far as what I did see, I really couldn't tell you.